Hello everyone, I am Sudipta. Welcome you all to my channel CAD Tutorials. Today it is our second class, that is part 2 of complete AutoCAD tutorial course. In our previous class, that is part 1, we have discussed about the elements of AutoCAD software interface, some commands and some basic settings. Lastly, we have used mvsetup command by which we have set units to metric, that is all inputs will be in millimeter, and side by side we have set the limit to 900 comma 600. That means upper right corner of this boundary is 900 comma 600 and lower left corner is 0 comma 0. We have set this area to draw inside. Before going forward, I will show you if we use units and limits command in a new drawing, what we will get. For that, I am going to tab bar here on the plus symbol. I am clicking. So a new file open. Here I am typing units, UNITS, then pressing enter. Now you see the drawing units dialog box appeared. The length type, here we can set architectural or decimal or engineering or fractional or scientific. As we will input all data in millimeter, that's why we are taking decimal. If we take architectural, then we have to use inch and feet. Okay, here is precision. After decimal point, how much digits we want, we can specify from here. Here insertion scale, we will keep it millimeter because we are going to use millimeter as input value, and then we will click on OK. After this, I am going to use limit command, LIMIT S, then press enter. Here, as the dynamic input on, the command prompt is coming, reset model space limit, specify lower left corner. I want to specify lower left corner as 0 comma 0, that is origin. So I am typing 0, then comma, then 0, then enter. Now specify the upper right corner. Here I am typing for x axis direction 900, that is width, then pressing comma and then typing 600 600 and enter. So in this way limit is set, but we do not understand how much area is covered with respect to this infinite drawing page. That's why I was using mvsetup. By using mvsetup, we have got the specified area. This boundary appeared. Okay, now we are moving to our next topic. I am going to line tool. Here in the draw panel, it is line tool. I will always suggest you to use your mouse. That is the faster process. Otherwise you can type L enter, then also line tool will be activated. I am clicking on line tool. To draw a line, I have to take a point. As our dynamic input is on, it is specifying on the screen to take first point. I am clicking my left mouse button here and moving my cursor by moving my mouse. You see the length 299 point something it is coming, but I have to type the length, how much length of this line should be. I have to specify. I am typing 200 200, then pressing enter. Now you see in the direction in which I have kept my cursor. Suppose now at 33 degree I have kept my cursor and typing here 200 again and pressing enter. So in this direction 200 length line is drawn. This way I can draw in any direction any length of line. All these lines are straight line. It may be horizontal, vertical or slant, but specifically if we want a horizontal line or vertical line, then I have to switch on ortho mode. Ortho mode, I am going to status toggle bar. Here you see I have kept my cursor, a tooltip appeared, ortho mode F8. That means by pressing F8 I can switch it on, or pressing F8 I can switch it off. I am directly clicking by mouse here where my cursor is. I have clicked, you see it become blue, so it is active, and in the screen you can see when I am moving my cursor a vertical or horizontal line is coming. Now we can directly specify the length we want. Suppose in this direction, in the bottom direction, I want a 150 millimeter length line, so I have typed 150, then pressed enter. So line is drawn. In this way I can take direct distance or draw directly by specifying length. I am pressing enter to come out from the command, or I can press escape to cancel the command. I am pressing escape. You see in the command window it is showing cancel. That means I am free to take another command. Now I want to erase these three lines. That's why I am going to erase tool. Here you see in the modify panel, this one tooltip appeared, erase. I am clicking on it. So erase tool is activated. You see our cursor is changed into a pick box, and now it is specifying me to select object. To select object, I am moving my pick box over the object and now clicking. Clicking means left mouse button click, 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 and then pressing enter by right mouse button. So they are deleted. Now I am going back to bring them back. Here on the quick access toolbar I have kept my mouse. You see a tooltip appeared, undo. So I am clicking on this left arrow. You see I have got these lines back. Now again I am going to erase tool, clicking erase tool. Then I am going to use another method. I am clicking here left mouse button, then just moving my mouse to rightward direction, and here you see on the screen we have to specify opposite corner. AutoCAD is telling us. I am clicking there, so it is also selected at a time. Now from keyboard I am pressing enter. I am bringing them back by undo. Again going to erase tool. Now I am clicking on the right hand side and moving my cursor towards left. You see here the selection box is of different color. It has different use. It is called cross window selection. Here we need not to enclose all the objects completely inside the selection box. If I click now, they are selected. Pressing enter to delete them. Going to undo. Again I am showing, if I selecting from left hand side, then going to right hand side, you see I have touched all the three objects by the selection box and clicking, but they are not selected. So from left hand side when I am selecting, I need to include all the objects inside the selection box, then only they will be selected. And if I moving my cursor from right hand side to left hand side, I just need to touch them. It is called cross window selection. Both process are required and is utilized in different times. Like, to make you understand, I am going to draw some circles taking center points and clicking another point to specify radius. I will discuss this later. I'm making copy of these circles here, 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 here. Okay, then pressing enter to complete the command. Now suppose I want to erase all these circles but not the lines, then I am using window selection procedure. If I click here and going to right hand side, and now I am clicking, so our selection box is completely enclosing the circles only, not the lines. So circles will be selected and I can delete them by pressing enter. Going back, if I move my cursor, that means if I create the selection box from right hand side and go to the left hand side, that is cross window selection, the circles will be selected as well as the lines also will be selected. So you understand that when I need to select many objects at a time, then I will use this cross window selection, and when I want to select some particular objects selectively, then I will use this window selection procedure, that means from left hand side to right hand side. Another selection procedure is there. If I click on the object, it will also be selected. If I click on the object, it will also be selected. Then I can apply command. I am going to erase tool. They are deleted. So in this way I can also select the objects. If it is a circle, then also I will be able to select them by mouse clicking over it, and then I will apply command. Any modification command I can apply. So this procedure is called noun verb selection procedure. For this, in option, this noun verb selection procedure will be checked. That means I am showing, I am right clicking on the window. Here is options where I am clicking. Now I am going to selection tab here, and you see in selection modes, noun verb selection is on, it is checked. I am unchecking it by clicking, then apply OK. Now you see I am going to click on the object and going to the tool erase. I have clicked erase, but it is not deleted. Here the facility of selecting first then applying command, it is not available. To get back that facility, I will go to the option. I have right clicked, got this menu, and here the lowest option is options. I am clicking here and go to the selection tab, under which here noun verb selection procedure. I have to check it, I have to tick it, then apply OK. Now I clicking it and then applying command, go to erase and click, then it is deleted. So this is the noun verb selection procedure. Next, I am going to describe zooming in out process. I am drawing a circle here. If I want to see inside the circle, if I want to draw something inside this smaller circle, then what I will do, I will first bring my cursor on it, then I will rotate my scroll wheel in upward direction. You see it is becoming bigger, that is apparent view is changing, not the original size. So this process is called zooming in. Then I am rotating my wheel in opposite direction, that is downward direction. You see it is going far away from me, that is size is becoming smaller, it is called zoom out. Now I am double clicking on the scroll wheel. You see the total drawing I have drawn is covering the complete drawing window. It is called zoom extent. some more zoom options are available in the navigation bar. I am showing you here. You see zoom extent, it is now activated. I am just clicking on the down arrow. Here I have got a list. Many zooming options are available. I am going to use zoom window. Zoom extent we have used by double click of the scroll wheel, and I am going to use zoom window, clicking on zoom window. So AutoCAD is now asking me to specify first corner. That means I have to select an area. So I am clicking here and moving my cursor this way, and I am creating a selection box, and now clicking this right bottom corner. You see the area I have selected have filled the total drawing window, that is zoom window. And going back here, it is zoom previous, just below the zoom window, zoom previous. I am clicking on zoom previous. You see it has got the old position. So from here we can use zoom window. Otherwise I can use the scroll button, double click to zoom extent. Next I am going to describe the point taking processes. Point selection is an important process. I am going to line tool. As the dynamic input is on, we can see that it is asking us to specify first point. By left mouse button click, I can take a point here, and the second point I am taking here, third point here. And in our command window we can see there is two options, close and undo. If I click undo, then the last point taken will be undo. If I again click undo, last point taken will be undo. Again I am clicking here and clicking here, and now this time I am taking the option close. You see the last point was this one and first point was this one. So a new line is generated and a complete triangle is formed. That means figure is closed. That is the use of close option. Next I am taking a point here, keeping my cursor in any direction and typing a value, suppose 140, then pressing enter. So you see in the direction I have kept my cursor, a 140 distance is drawn. In this direction I am taking 100 distance. I am typing enter. You see in this direction 100 millimeter length is drawn. So it is the direct distance taking process. I have pressed enter to come out the command. Now suppose I want to take this point perfectly, then only I have to switch on OSnap mode, object snap mode. I am clicking here. You see when I am in line command and AutoCAD is asking me to take points, I am moving my cursor here, it is showing end point. So if I click now, I have clicked, I have taken that point perfectly. And if I want to join this right vertex, I am clicking here. When the endpoint tip is appeared, clicked. Now you see the point is joined. Now I am moving my cursor to this direction. Here you see midpoint, it is showing midpoint. As the OSnap mode is on, it is showing midpoint here. If I click here, the midpoint will be taken perfectly. Pressing enter, and going to the snap mode button. Just at the right hand side there is a down arrow. I am clicking on that. You see a list has come: endpoint, midpoint, center point, intersection and perpendicular as well as parallel. These are ticked. That means these options we can use by switching on OSNAP mode now. And there are many more options: geometric center, node, quadrant. This will be also available if we switch them on. Suppose I am clicking the quadrant, so it is ticked. Now let us see how can we use it. I am going to circle tool. I can draw a circle directly, but I have to specify the center point. To specify the center point, I have to click. I have clicked. Now I have to specify the radius. I can specify the radius by typing the value with my keyboard, or I can click here arbitrarily. I just clicked. Now I am going to line tool. Now when I am moving my cursor here, here, here and here, you see 4 quadrant point is showing, and I can take those points perfectly and draw something. So it is the use of quadrant point of OSNAP. I have shown it. Now intersection. I am taking a point here and moving my cursor in that direction and taking point there. So there is an intersection point. Going to line tool again. If I move my cursor near this, here is midpoint showing, but side by side here it is showing intersection point. I can take that point perfectly. Click. I have taken that point perfectly, and coming downward, now you see it's showing perpendicular. So if I want to take perpendicular on this line, I can click now. It will snap that point. Click, then press enter. In this way we will use our OSNAP mode. I am drawing a line. Clicking here, I can move my mouse freely in any direction. When I will switch on ortho mode or press F8 to switch it on or switch it off, it is a shortcut, but I will use my mouse. It is faster process. Clicking here, so ortho mode is on. Now I can move my cursor in horizontal direction or vertical direction, but I can't take any point freely in any other direction except horizontal or vertical. I am going this direction 200 mm, 200, enter. Then going upward direction 50 mm. So I have taken a line of 50 mm. Now you see, though the ortho mode is on and we can move horizontally or vertically, but if I want to take this cross point, this intersection point, as OSNAP is on, I can click here and take the point perfectly. Though the ortho mode was on, but OSNAP is also on and we can do this. I pressed enter and came out of the command. I am going to switch off the dynamic input mode for the time being. Now selecting all these using noun verb selection procedure, clicking at the left upper corner and creating a selection box to include them all inside the selection box. They are selected, and going to erase tool, click, they are erased. Another most important topic is panning. To make you understand about panning, I am opening the file assignment which is already opened. Clicking on it, now it's showing. Here some geometry figures are drawn with dimension. In our next class we will learn in the shortest possible way how to draw these drawings. Suppose in this figure 1, I want to draw something inside this smaller circle. Then I have to zoom in, but before zooming in, I will move it in the center of our drawing area, because you see, if I zooming from anywhere, I am zooming in, that is rotating my scroll wheel upward direction, it is going away. So what we need to move my cursor first on the place where we want to zoom, where we want to work. Then I have to press and hold my scroll wheel. You see, the cursor will change into a hand. Now drag the mouse and place it in the middle of the drawing area. Then try to zoom in, rotating my scroll wheel upward direction, but before that I have placed my cursor in the middle here. Then I am rotating, it is in the proper place where we want to keep it. Okay, now I am going to draw a circle here, taking this cross point as center point. So going to circle tool here, see the position of the circle tool. So clicking on circle tool. To draw a circle, we have to first see what option it is giving, center radius, because if I click on this down arrow under the circle, then there are list of different ways following which we can draw circle. So first one is center and radius. So I have to know the center point and then I have to give the radius. Clicking on this option, it is activated, and you see here the option is showing. If I were clicking 2 point, then it will change into 2 point. So keep it, remember, the last option I have used will remain in this place. Anyway, I am taking this point as center point, as my O snap is on. Clicking here, left mouse button, and moving my cursor. In our command window, we will see what is showing here. Circle, specify radius of the circle or diameter. So I have to specify the radius. Then I am giving a radius of suppose 25, then pressing enter. So this circle is drawn. Here we have used O snap and taken center point of the circle, then typed the radius value. As dynamic input is off, so I have to follow the command window. Now I am moving this circle at the right hand side and going the other side to draw something else. So what I will do, I will zoom out first, but before that I will place my cursor here. Now place in the middle and go to the place where you want to walk. Suppose here I am placing it again in the center, that is panning. Then I will zoom. So it is the function of panning. While we want to move left hand side or right hand side or upward side or downward side, we will use pan. Okay, for today we are finishing. In the next class we will start with these figures. So see you again in the next tutorial, and thank you for watching. And again I will request you to subscribe my channel and like and share if you think that it will be beneficial for you. And if you face any problem, please comment. I will try my best to solve your problems. Thank you. See you again. Goodbye.